Hello, everybody. I think I'm live. Hi. I am coming to you every Monday and every Thursday. So that's why I'm jumping on. I made the commitment to you, but also a lot of things come to me early in the week and mid-week, and this is a perfect time to do a Facebook Live. And I apologize. I didn't put an event around this, but hey, if you're on, that's great. Replays are amazing, so it doesn't matter. Here's what I want to talk to you about today, though. Drafting. Have you heard this concept of drafting, right? You all know in cycling, I'm not a big cyclist, but I know the term, it's very applicable. Although I started mountain biking and that's been really cool. So if you're a mountain biker, get in the chat below. I'm reading a definition. The drafting is the practice of riding in the slipstream close behind someone's rear wheel, thus greatly reducing the effort you need to expend keeping at their speed. What people are doing, what most of us are, or you guys are doing in your marketing, is you are not planting your flag as a thought leader because you are relying on your competitors' momentum and expecting that to help you make impact. So that's the truth of the matter. And the second thing is I want to show you 5 ways, not only that you're doing this, but 5 ways that that's hurting you. And in these examples, you'll either relate to that, or you'll hear that, or you will feel that and correct that. So I wanted to get to these. It's a big deal. We are in the age as consultants and leaders that we have to be showing up for people in a multitude of ways. You know, the speaking game has changed, but we're showing up virtually. We are showing up and trying, as you are in this group, to extend your message to the place of thought leadership. And guys, that requires building a platform that's going to be strong enough to stand on and extend your career. Okay, be very certain that when you've entered thought leadership, the career path for you changes. It does. It gets more longevity, momentum, and impact. So you want to aim for that thought leadership. Here's the 5 ways, okay? So drafting just means that you hear something one day, you get inspired, and then you go talk about it with your people. The problem with this is it's someone else's inspiration that inspired you. You have to be discerning enough to actually determine, not only to be creative, I'm going to use this and tell it to my group because it helped me. You have to be discerning enough in your messaging to understand how what you heard can be applied to your audience, so that you're not sounding like the other expert who just helped you. You have to actually apply it to what you do and the people that you help. Here's some examples. When you show up with this, like the message isn't your own, but you're taking a new kind of little spin on it, and you're testing out these messages and seeing who's listening, is number 1, it's not you. It's not you, and you're no longer in your lane. You're no longer in your niche of expertise that you have carved out. I speak to A, B, and C. This is where I shine. This is what I know. This is what I've devoted my life and my research to, and my effort to. So you're out of your lane, and it's just not you. Although it might feel really good, we're checking in with where it feels good, and we're talking about that. And I'll get to that in a second. It's not showing up as you. It's you speaking. You might be a very comfortable speaker, but it's really not you. So be really discerning. What inspires you may not be the same message you need to be delivering to your audience. Number 2, it comes across not as authority, but ranting. So when you take the concepts and messages from others, okay, and you're sending them out, you write an article about it, or it inspires you in some way, and you're writing an article about it, or you're espousing your views on it, it can very much come across as more of a journal entry or a rant. Okay, so, and here's the difference. In thought leadership, be very certain not to be espousing so much about what you feel. Be very certain to communicate what you think about a situation. It's not always living in how you feel. That's very important for a lot of your niches. but don't live there. Don't always live in what you feel. You need to be able to communicate clearly what you think and your opinions, your fact-based opinions. Okay. So, and I know you don't want to give away, well, I'm not, what I think is my program and my smarts, like that stuff, that's valuable. I've been taught not to give my best stuff for free. I say that all the time. That's not what we mean. As a thought leader or an expert, you need to be communicating your insights on a particular matter, forecasting and trending. Okay. Don't live in the feels all the time, or get there and then take your audience into the next step. So think like an expert. Number 3, what this does when you just draft behind what the status quo is doing and then come out with your own little spin on it and think, okay, that was unique and I felt good. The problem is it's numbing people to what you do, and it's numbing them to your problems because they kind of like the message already. That's why you're giving that same message that you heard, but you're numbing them to their problems and their real trouble with what they're having. And remember that people are looking to you to solve these problems. You're going to have to poke at those a little bit, and you're going to have to bring them out of that. And you don't want to numb them by delivering a nice little message that makes them feel good. You know what I mean? So by drafting along someone else and behind someone else and then going, boop, I'm going to come out that sounds good. I'm going to do that too. You're numbing your audience because they might be following you because they like to hear that too. They follow many people. They follow many of the same motivational quotes and blah, 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 right? But how are you going to stand out and plant your flag? You're actually going to shake them out of that reverie, that constant, message they've heard over and over again. And if it makes them feel good, why don't you take the time to shake them up and tell them why it's not working, or, hi, there's another way, or shift it on its head. The 4th reason that drafting, behind competitors and choosing the safe message in the safe space isn't working is that you're missing your vigor. You're missing your you-isms, as I call them, as they've been called. Your you-isms are unique nuggets that are just for you, just from you, and just from your brain and your own personal experience that you've, taken the time and effort to reveal and blow people's mind with, right? So you're missing out on that opportunity. And that's really important to find. It's a process, but it's really important. And the 5th thing is the reason why the drafting, you have to be really careful when you're going for thought leadership, you're going for that platform you're building, is it's almost like you're waiting for people to slip in and follow you and buy into what you're saying rather than jump in. It's not like you're reaching out and grabbing them where they're at. You're just kind of waiting to see who likes it enough to click or who likes it enough to share your article piece. You're not trying to reach out. And thought leadership is about changing the status quo, and it's about turning it on its head, and it's about pointing out problems in your industry, and it's about having enough confidence and research-based backing to change people's minds, and therefore, do all these wonderful things that you can do as soon as you enter that level. So don't wait for people to slip in, and as long as you've checked the box, it's really about finding your own way. Find your own way. Untangle your own thoughts of all the jumbles that you've got in your head, and really shore up your talents in a way that lays out and looks and sounds right for you in your heart, that authentic place. This comes from me. And we all want to feel that, right? We all want to get goosebumps when we deliver those kind of messages. And that's where we want to all be. So if you're finding yourself, if you related to anything in that quick video today, catch it, reverse it. If you're not sure how to be there, I'm here for you too. And we can DM that. We can run by a few things. You can DM me if you want to speak to me about that, or learn more about this process for changing that way, or that process to finding and building your thought leadership platform versus this entrepreneur that really knows his stuff or her stuff, right? It's a different level of behaving, thinking, and acting and writing. So there's a process to get there. And once you do, you will be so in your zone so laser focused in your niche that you'll look behind you in that race and there won't be anybody there. So that's the best feeling. Thank you so much for today, and I hope you have a wonderful start to your week. Share this with someone that needs it. Thinking of you all, and have a great day. Ciao.